I'm Eric Sauve, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Grant Hartford Corporation. Very proud to be in this position, very honored to be in this position, to be speaking before you today, to give you an update on the great progress the company's made over the last year. We want you to hear from the professionals. We want you to hear from the folks that we do business with and that do very valuable work on the Hill in their respective areas, engineers, geologists, surveyors, our legal team, our accounting team, all very important contributors to our overall success. And so I'm going to leave it to them to go into their details rather than steal any of their thunder. Prior to that, I will just give you an update in terms of our progression here. On January 5th of this year, our filing with the SEC went effective, which means we finally qualified to become a publicly reporting company. And our plan at that point was then to get our listing, to go, because that's the question on everyone's mind is, when can I trade my shares? When can we go? When are you going to be listed? When are you going to be public? When can we trade? When can we trade? And that's, I can understand why, because we've been saying, giving the expectation all along that we're, just a little bit further to go. So in February, we then set about to convert all the note holders. Since we were in registration, we stopped selling stock of the company. We had to obviously fund operations, so we began selling notes. We then converted those notes in February to stock. And it was our intention at that point in March to then make the filing with FINRA, and they'll take their 60 or 90 days, and then we'd presumably have our trading symbol by now. Something intervened, though. We were introduced to Brian O'Keefe, who is the cousin of Dan and Terry O'Keefe, and of course Dan and Terry O'Keefe are the owners of O'Keefe Drilling, our drilling company. In making Brian's acquaintance, and he's an investment banker out of San Francisco, we found that we had a lot of commonalities here. He'd been wanting to do some business here with his cousins and in Montana. And so we decided to work together. And that culminated in an agreement last week to move forward and do a financing through his firm. And this comes back to in January, becoming a public company now put us in a position to deal with broker-dealers, because his firm, Matrix Capital, is a broker-dealer, licensed through FINRA and the SEC. Under those regulations, and not dealing with private companies. He could deal as a public company, at least a publicly reporting company. He could deal with us, and so we are now qualified to work at this level. So we agreed to terms for a financing. We're looking forward now to moving forward and doing a $5 million financing, and at the conclusion of that financing, making the filing with FINRA. And the reason is that we could file today with FINRA. We could have filed, a month ago, but if you have an open financing, they won't process your paperwork. They will hold it off until such time as your financing is complete, and then they'll run it and they'll take their 60 to 90 days to give you the ticker symbol. So that being said, and that being that we need, the season's on right now, we're drilling, we're doing work up on the Hill, we needed additional capital to complete this and complete some higher value tasks. The order of operations is we're in a position here where we have to complete this financing and then make the filing and then get to the market. So we're going to be delayed probably a few more months yet. This financing, while it may close in as fast as 30 days, it may take up to 90 days to complete. And then while FINRA may get everything through in 60 days, they may take up to 90 days. So this could potentially be towards the end of the year before we get our listing and before your shares are in a position to trade in the market. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that. So that's where we stand there in terms of your paper trading.